The Royal Hospital Chelsea, Paris win, Riesenbeck are second, and Shanghai Swans are third. And is this not how you all season long would have expected these stages to finish, with these top 3 teams, top 4 teams even, with Stockholm and Saint-Tropez in the mix? Don't forget that this is Stockholm Heart's 3rd best performance after the season. So after round 1, it is an enormous fight back from Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. We love horses. Vrieling, Meer and Smulders, they have made it stick. New York Empire was eliminated, and for Madrid Emotion it's been once again a horrible weekend. Jur Vrieling and Ben Meer are standing down in the ring on the beautiful grass ring of Riesenbeck International Arena, and we are going to
Wow, wow, wow. Talk about a pressure clutch response from the Paris Panthers. Talked about this weekend being a do or die for them as well. They had to keep the pressure on Riesenbeck. They had to try and stay as close to their rivals as possible. What a response for them. A 7th podium for the season, a 4th consecutive podium for them. Ben Mayer, the first double clear of the weekend, to do so on 2 separate horses. Jur Vrieling to come in and jump clear in the 2nd round as well. Absolutely sensational from the Paris Panthers, and what a statement it is for them in the back end of the season now, just to remind us, to remind Riesenbeck International, and to remind every single person watching around the world that this title is not done and dusted just yet. And show you the results and just remind you as to how the podium then finishes here in the Riesenbeck this weekend, as it was not to be the fairy tale finish for Riesenbeck International. They do indeed, though, still earn valuable championship points and collect an 8th podium finish of the season as it ends. Paris Panthers 1, Riesenbeck International powered by Kingsland 2. And what an outstanding result for the Shanghai Swans, who finish in 3rd place, kicking the Stockholm Hearts powered by H&M down to 4th place and off the podium. Saint-Tropez Pirates as well, still engaged firmly in that battle for the top 4, in that battle for the GCL Super Cup semi-final spots, along with the Prague Lions, finishing just below that. Well, it has been a dark, cloudy afternoon, perhaps ominous of what was to come for the local fans, to experience disappointment in not seeing Riesenbeck get over the line. The podium is currently being built. There it is. We'll go down and join that in a few moments' time as the organizers, the crew, get that podium complete. The dignitaries, the champagne, the trophies, and of course the Longines watches will all be prepared and all brought to those top 3 teams. For now, though, let's take the time and look back at what took place in and around that podium and in and around those podium stories. Let's start with Stockholm Hearts, who were absolutely outstanding in that 2nd round, producing a double clear of Marlon Bayard-Jonsson and Olivia Philipparts. We caught up with Bayard-Jonsson.
Marlon, we spoke about it being a make-or-break weekend really for the Stockholm Hearts here in Riesenbeck. And comparing to round 1, you really didn't make it in round 2.
Well, you know, we had kind of a bad show, me in Indiana in La Coruña, and that's why I decided to jump both rounds today, because we really needed to find each other again, and yeah, this round we did. So I'm so happy about it this round. The round before, she got a little bit strong because I had to ride her a little bit stronger, but now she was just perfect, so yeah.
Do you think that the course in round 2 suited her maybe a little bit better?
Well, she's like she was this round. Any course suits her, you know. She's a superstar when she's like this, and when we work this good together, and I can ride her this well, it's, you know, we can jump anything.
And you're just sitting behind the Prague Lions in the standings. Will you be keeping an eye on them now?
Well, you know, there's a few shows left. We've been struggling a bit lately. We had a really good show in Stockholm, but, you know, been a little bit unlucky, and it's been ups and downs, and we just, both me and Olivier, are really happy about this round that we both made, and, you know, we just cross our fingers that the others knock a few jumps down.
And just touching on the Grand Prix for tomorrow, looks like you will get qualified, so plans for that?
Well, I'm again so happy about today, so I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
Do you think it's going to be a tough Grand Prix?
For sure it will be. There's a lot of good horse rider combinations here, and it's always tough. So yes.
Sure, Malin. Best of luck for tomorrow, and thanks for catching up with us.
Thank you.
Big smile on the face of Malin Bye-Johnson, understandably so, after jumping a superb second round clear on H&M Indiana. An outstanding response from the Stockholm Hearts riders, powered by H&M, as we continue to wait for the podium celebrations here in Riesenbeck. Thank you for joining us on GCTV. We continue to go through the stories that have brought us to this point. We continue to wait for the organizers, the top three teams, to make their way out to the middle of this Riesenbeck ring. They will be coming through in the top part of your screen there. There is the in-gate just outside the giant sand arena. That's where the top three teams will be coming through in a few moments' time. For now, though, let's maybe talk about the Prague Lions. They are engaged in this top four fight. We know that prior to the weekend, we spoke about Stockholm Hearts do or die. End of round one, we said it's definitely finished. And then they produced that double clear in round two. And do they maybe, just with tiny little hooks, stay in, holding on to the back of the coattails of the Saint-Tropez Pirates and the Prague Lions? Well, Prague Lions, let's show you what took place today as Peter Vos makes a horse change. Goes from Yarina to NASCAR, and unfortunately for Peter Vos, comes home in 4. But it starts with Corbacca and Fernando Martinez Soma. FMS comes in for round 2, delivers 4 penalties, and as we said, Peter Vos moving from Yarina to NASCAR delivers a 4 as well. It took the Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team, to 16 penalties, and it was not enough to get them anywhere near a podium, I'm afraid. But they are still engaging in that fight. They are still in that battle, along with the Saint-Tropez Pirates, that they would have been watching very, very closely throughout the rest of the afternoon. Falconsvart United. Interesting to then see how they, as the 2021 champions, continue to not really find their groove in the 2023 season. There were changes that took place from GCL round 1 to round 2. Andrei Tima coming in for that second round on this very ground where he had European success. So many thought that perhaps this was going to be a sure deal for Andrei Tima and DSP Chakaria. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be. 4 penalties for him. The look, the expression tells the story there for Andrei Tima. And then for Edwina Tops-Alexander, who makes a horse change from Corelli in round 1, brings in fellow Castlefield in round 2, and she had not 1 but 2 fences going down as Tops-Alexander continues to struggle to replicate that wonderful individual form that she's had in 2023 on the LGCT stage into that team competition for Falconsvart United, who then finish on 19 penalties and once again find themselves somewhat in no man's land in the middle of the table as we get closer and closer towards the end of the season, closer and closer to the big finale in Riyadh later on this year. And then we start to talk about Prague. We start to talk about the GC Prague playoffs, the GCL Super Cup semi-finals, quarterfinals, of course, all powered by Airbank. And that will be a conversation for November later this year. Madrid Emotion did not have a very good weekend as well. Michael van der Vleuten in particular struggled in GCL round 1, made some changes that we thought might prove successful in GCL round 2, but it was not meant to be as Madrid in Motion struggled. First team out the gate in the second round of Global Champions League, Jack Whittaker coming in GCL round 1, and then Laura Kraut in GCL round 2, but Michael van der Vleuten on O'Bailey, unfortunately not delivering strong performances. He came home in 13 in round 1, 8 in round 2. And because of that, we can confirm that the LGCT Championship leader, Michael van der Vleuten, will not participate in tomorrow's LGCT Grand Prix of Riesenbeck. As we said, Laura Kraut on Dorado comes in for the team in the second round and has a single fence going down, that back rail going down for Laura Kraut, taking Madrid in Motion to 30 penalties overall. And with that, Madrid Emotion come to an end for the weekend from a competitive perspective. Well, I can hear the music happening around us. I get the feeling that Ludger Bierbam along with Jan Tops, president and founder of the Global Champions League, are inside the ring. The dignitaries are getting ready, and the riders, I have no doubt, will be coming through. Two veterans of the sport. Their contribution to show jumping cannot be measured. Jan Tops and Ludger Beerbam, who recently came off the Riesenbeck International lineup and also recently announced his retirement from the sport. And what a contribution Ludger Beerbam has made. That is what is happening now for the podium celebration as we get ready for the top 3 teams to make their way back into the arena. Paris Panthers, Riesenbeck International powered by Kingsland, and the Shanghai Swans. For now, let's then go through to the podium celebration as we get ready for our top 3 teams.
With Jürgen Frieling and with Ben Meyer. Behind them, Riesenbeck International with Just Be Gentle and Zinedine, Christian Kuckuck and Philipp Weishaupt. And in third, Daniel Deusser and Max Kühner, Killer Queen and EIC Coriolis. Of course also Bingo Saint-Hermel and Electric Blue P contributing to that result, which we also should say of Ben's Ginger Blue and yours Fiumicino from the Kale Valley. In the third place, there they are, Kühner and Deusser, as it should be. Swans on the podium for the first time this season. And the riders dismount their horses. And so we'll start with the number 3. Well deserved 3 places up on the standings inside the top 8 now. And their first podium finish in what is their most difficult season in history. Shanghai Swans make third with Daniel Deusser and Max Kühner taking third place with 4 different horses: EIC Coriolis, Electric Blue P, Bingo Saint-Hermel and Killer Queen. A clear from each made it 8 points as the team final result, 8 penalties. Second place for the home team, Riesenbeck International. 8th podium finish of the season. Just Be Gentle and Zinedine, the 2 9-year-olds. Just 1 penalty behind on Paris Panthers, and for your information, Riesenbeck was half a second slower than Paris at the finish line. There are the winners. 4th consecutive podium, 2nd consecutive win. Paris Panthers with Jürgen Frieling and Ben Meyer, and sportsmanship on the podium. Rivals in the ring, but sportsmanship on the podium. Look what Kuckuck is doing. Kuckuck is already getting that metal string from around the champagne bottle that holds the cork in place. Trophy being presented by Jan Tops as founder and president of Global Champions League. Jan Tops for Paris Panthers. Ben and Jür, a gold trophy to the Paris Panthers team. Congratulations to the entire team. Avigate Stables, of course, Rob Hoekstra at the other side of the ocean. There's Ludger Beerbam, who also congratulates his boys because the silver trophy goes to Riesenbeck International. And it is another trophy, indeed. There's 2 for each. They've mixed up the colors, I think. Yeah, Jan Tops with the bronze trophies to Shanghai Swans. Max Kühner and Daniel Deusser. And Ludger Beber once more taking his time to congratulate all 6 of them on the podium with their performances. And the championship race hotter than ever. It was 34 points before La Coruña, 30 points before Riesenbeck, and 25 before London, ladies and gentlemen. 4 stages to jump, championship race right open, bottles uncorked. And even top 4 got more exciting than it was before we got here. So everything has been changed, and there's lots to look out for in London for stage 12 of Global Champions League. If you haven't had enough from Global Champions this weekend, we'll make sure that you join us as there, if we can follow him. Kukuk is heading over to the fans. The fans there, Kukuk handing them his champagne bottle. The fans on the grandstands, great atmosphere here in the stadium. I was saying, if you didn't have enough of Global Champions just yet, there is of course still a Grand Prix to come up tomorrow. But great images of Christian Kukuk bringing the champagne bottle, there we go, to the teammates, to the fans there in the grandstands. Great gesture from Kukuk. Everybody in the saddle, victory gallop can commence. We close here in Riesenbeck as stage 11 is concluded, and we can't wait to find you with us again in 3 weeks' time in London for stage 12. Can once again Paris Panthers claw back, climb back, chew chunks of the lead of Riesenbeck? They've done it in A Coruña, they've done it here, and can they do it again in London? That is now a question. Stockholm, are they still alive? They are on oxygen at the moment, but maybe they are still alive in a top 4 championship battle. So much to analyze, so much to look forward to. Thank you for watching and see you soon. London is next. Bye bye.
The championship lead is now down to just 25 points. As Frederik de Backer said, it is hotter than ever. We are getting ready for the next stage of GCL. Paris Panthers are putting the accelerator down, and Riesenbeck maybe are starting to slowly just look behind them and see what's happening in the review mirror. We look back on Global Champions League from Riesenbeck in a few moments' time. We'll hear from second place and third place, and once again, like we did in A Coruña, we'll bring the Paris Panthers here into the studio to find out their thoughts on what took place today. Stay with us here on GCTV as we get ready to look back to Riesenbeck.
These are some of the hardest shows in the world.
Competing against top of the world.
Each team is required to have one under 25 rider.
If you're good enough, you make it, and if not, then it's a little difficult.
It's not like a car. When it's broken, you bring it to the garage and it's fixed.
It's my special horse.
Yeah, there it is.
He changed my life.
What a start from the championship.
It's overwhelming.
It's a dream come true for me to be here.
The score now rises.
I'm stressed.
You can be on top of the world one week and then at the bottom of the pile the next week.
Oh, and it comes to a stop.
Jumping good as well.
They always say you're as good as your last round.
Show jumping is down to the finest details.
Not trying to be fifth, just trying to be first.
Look at that, unbelievable!
That one will be hard to beat.
Some of these under 25 riders will be the champions of tomorrow.
This feeling is...
I'm here to win and not just take part.
Welcome back to GCTV as we get ready to bring in your 2023 Riesenbeck winners. They will be in studio in just a few moments' time. We will also hear from Riesenbeck International and from the Shanghai Swans, finishing in second and third place respectively, to get some feedback, to get some reaction from them. And whilst this may well feel like first place lost for Riesenbeck International, from a greater picture, a bigger picture here for Riesenbeck, they will know all too well that getting onto the podium, especially second place, closing that gap by an absolute maximum to themselves and the Paris Panthers. It may not be a victory for them in their home stage. That would have been the fairy tale story. But they have done themselves every possible favor to just keep their noses in front, to keep the pressure on Paris Panthers, who have gone on to do the business again this weekend. But their second place finish means that they have to force Paris Panthers to do it again in London, to do it again in Valkenswaard, to do it again in Rome and in Riyadh if we are to go that far. So Paris Panthers know that they have the ability, but they have to keep that momentum going every single weekend to continue closing this gap on Riesenbeck International. 25 points, 4 stages left. Is it possible? Well, if there is a lineup to keep that pressure on, it certainly is Paris Panthers. Let's talk about the Scandinavian Vikings for just a moment. They have been in sensational form in parts in 2023. In fact, arguably knocking on the door of their best ever Global Champions League season. We caught up with Henrik von Ackermann after his round.
Henrik, look, a good round from you in round one. Were you surprised with Eliana with such early faults in round two?
Not surprised when you don't get the stride like you want. I mean, she felt really good and started off right on number 1. I didn't get the stride where I wanted, and then out of the turn I also got one too many. If I would have rode that better, it would be okay. She jumped otherwise super, and okay, I'm really happy in the end that I only had 2 down and I qualify for tomorrow.
And super performance as well from your teammate Evelina. She jumped super in round 2. Your team also has been on an upward curve, you know, the last few shows, been doing quite well. Are you confident going forward you can keep those performances up?
Yeah, of course, that's why it's a bit annoying that this time I had 2 down. But we try to climb a bit more and try to be really consistent. And yeah, next time try to have 2 double clears instead.
Super. And just quickly for tomorrow, any plan in place yet?
Iliana will go tomorrow again, so I'm looking forward to that and get a bit of a revenge from today. We'll see how it goes.
Super. Thanks very much, Henrik.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Henrik von Ackermann giving us some thoughts and some reaction as to what took place for the Scandinavian Vikings this weekend, who at moments looked really, really strong. Speaking of your top 3 teams, I believe that third place, Shanghai Swans, is standing by along with Grace Kelly. Let's get some reaction from the team who finishes in third. Makes a real strong statement for a season that they have struggled in to now come on and put up a really good position like that to get onto the podium. It is a big statement going towards the back end of the season. Let's hear from the Shanghai Swans.
Max, congratulations. Third place today for the team. Fantastic performance. The team wasn't up to a great start at the start of the season, but you fairly pulled it out of the bag today.
Yeah, indeed, we didn't have the best start, but that's what it is in sport. We have that rounds where we try to do the best and it doesn't work out. So this hasn't been our season so far. So I hope we're gonna switch this now and gonna make some more points to the rest of the season.
And you left all the rails standing in round 2, Max, so brilliant performance there. Is there something here in the Riesenbeck Air that made it special today?
No, I think it's a fantastic place. We have really good conditions here. It's great to have also won GCT and GCL in Germany. Yeah, nothing more to add. It's just perfect for us here, the perfect conditions, and I think the horses feel good.
And do you think this is the start of a good finish to the rest of the season for Shanghai Swans?
That's exactly what I hope, yeah.
Well, super. Congratulations. Well done, Max.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Max Kuhne, giving us some thoughts, some reaction, lots of praise on the Riesenbeck ring, lots of praise to be here in Riesenbeck, and really, really happy to get onto the podium. The Paris Panthers have arrived. We are getting them ready. We will bring them into the studio to get some reaction from them of once again getting on top of the podium. For now, though, let's show you that round then of the Shanghai Swans, the round that then got them into third place as Daniel Deusser and Max Kuhne come in for GCL round 2, and that was the round that then got them into that performance, got them into that position that was able to secure a podium finish for them. Shanghai Swans making sure that they finish incredibly strong. A 4 for Max Kuhne in the first round, a clear for Daniel Deusser in the second, and then Max jumping clear in round 2, Daniel Deusser jumping 4 in that second round, and it was enough to see them finish on 8 penalties, and enough that was able to get them onto the podium. A good result for the Shanghai Swans, who will be very happy. I saw a few of the owners walking around in Riesenbeck. They will be delighted to be here and delighted to see that podium finish for the Shanghai Swans. We will continue to look at your podium finishers. Riesenbeck International, powered by Kingsland, standing by. We'll get some reaction from Christian Kuckuck, from Philipp Weishout as well. What this means for them, what this means for the title, and most importantly, are they starting to feel the pressure? Are they starting to sweat? The Paris Panthers are peaking at a perfect time, peaking at the right time at the end of the season. In fact, I wonder if we can either go to Riesenbeck International now. If not, we then stay with the Paris Panthers live in studio. Right, let's go there then. Paris Panthers. This looks like a bit of a remake of what we just did a week ago, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. How are you feeling, Ben? Really, really good weekend. Strong performance. What a response from you guys. Everyone talking about Riesenbeck putting the pressure on. Well, you guys have just returned that on them, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. We said last week that we had a couple of rough rounds. Things didn't quite go our way, which is the sport. But we do have a strong team. You're joining me for the first time, I think. First time we were on the team together. It was fun, and a lot of strength and depth in our team, which is helping us towards the end of the season.
You had a few riders told us that it was quite difficult to jump here. Everyone must jump at the same place, we know. Give me your thoughts, your reaction to jump here in Riesenbeck. Was it very tricky?
It was quite a tricky course, but fairly built and good service, and I think the circumstances were really good. But it was a big class.
Ben, what does it mean for the consistency of this team? 7 podiums, 4 consecutive now, peaking at the right time. You mentioned the squad depth now, but it's been a season-long fight for the Paris Panthers, hasn't it? You've been slowly ticking along every single stage, haven't you?
Yeah, I wasn't part of the team
at least,
so early. I was struggling a little bit myself, so I was watching from the sidelines the team, how we started out. But I think it's a long season. It can go up and down. We're all experienced at this now, and we know things can change around pretty quick. So I think it's about just coming out, producing the best that we can every week. As you say, we start to put the pressure on. Riesenbeck were close again today. There wasn't really, we would like a little bit more of a margin there, but yeah, the consistency's coming, and that's all we can do at this point.
There's nothing more you can do, you're right. Is there a hint of frustration, though, that on a weekend that you win the round, they finish right behind you? You would love to have seen them, I don't want to say bomb out, no one wants that, but to finish slightly further behind, right?
Of course, I mean, it's sport, but I mean, they're great team, great riders, and they're producing rounds like they are every single week, so all we can do is try to stay with them every week, and I think we gain maybe 5 points closer to them. There's still enough rounds to go. If we can gain 5 points every round, then maybe we're close at the end.
You had to talk to me about round 2. You bring Long John in. There was a fence that goes down in round 1. Was there some nerves coming in for round 2? What were you feeling then coming on to Long John for that second round?
No, not really nerves. I know how he's jumping, but okay, you can make a fault everywhere. You saw it also on the course. On every fence it would be possible to go. So you have to be concentrated. And for sure it helps a lot when you have such a great team support, what I have now with Ben, and before already from Yoli and Harry Smulders, Gregory. So we have a strong team, and I think that makes us as Paris Panthers very strong.
Ben, is it even more of a special weekend when you can jump double clear on 2 different horses? The luxury you have to be able to make those changes and still produce results, seemingly regardless of who you pick?
I mean, I'm so lucky with the team and the owners that I have behind me. And Ginger Blue, she's a horse that's grown up with me. She had to do all of the work last year. It was last week, sorry, and this week was always the plan, just to jump the first round. She gave us a great start. Dallas Vegas is still relatively new in the team. I haven't watched my round yet; it just come up, but she's a horse that's getting stronger and stronger all of the time, and really starting to build a strong relationship together. So she gives me a lot of confidence.
To perform like that in a ring like this on a 10-year-old, you have to be delighted with how she was responding.
She's great. She had a couple of weeks off before here, but we saved her specifically for here. The second round, obviously, it was the right team tactics this time, and great to be able to use the strength and depth of my own team to get the best results.
What does this do for London in the next stage? I'm sure that personally you'll be very happy to go back to London, I imagine, and expect a hero's welcome for you. And from a championship point of view, I mean, it's a pressure cooker, isn't it? It's really turned up. What will it be like for you to go back to London in this current setup that we have in the championship?
Yeah, it's London. It's always great to be at my home show. We don't get to spend so much time at home, and hopefully the plan is to bring Faltic out for the team there, and maybe another younger horse, Point Break. Things can change, but as you said, I'm very lucky with the owners and the horses that I have to be able to change horses for courses and the right arenas. It definitely makes my life a bit easier.
You had first combination, as you said. Now, what does the rest of your Global Champions year look like? Have you been able to decide and work out with Rob where you will be? What will be your next stage?
Yeah, a little bit, but Rob wants to have the best riders on the start. So I'm going to look in London by your TV, close to a television. So I follow them, and I wish them all the luck and strength, and we hope we can continue this.
Ben makes a great point. You take 5 points away from Riesenbeck this weekend. It's now down to 25 with a handful of stages. A week ago, before the A Coruña result, we said, oh, Riesenbeck are miles ahead. You guys took points off in A Coruña. You take points off now in the Riesenbeck. If you take points off in London, the pressure is really, really on Riesenbeck. There must be confidence that it's not finished yet by a long way.
No, for sure not. And it's horse sport. There can always happen something with us, but also with them. And one or two unlucky rails and you are far behind. So I think we still have a really good chance to fight till the end.
Okay, well, speaking of, I believe that Riesenbeck already standing by to give us some reaction on their second place finish. Christian Kuckuck, Philipp Weishout, give us their thoughts.
Guys, fantastic performance. Just missing out on your 6th GCL win to make history. Did the pressure just become too much when you seen Paris Panthers go in?
No, I don't think it was a question of pressure. I took it a little bit easy in the first round, and the time fault was a bit expensive in the end.
And what happened there with Just Be Gentle in round 2?
Actually, I was thinking the same when I passed the finish line, but my first feeling said that if I would have done it again, I would not change anything. I had a very good feeling coming in. She came back actually quite nice, and she had just a little touch with the toe there in the middle, which can happen sometimes. I think she learned from it. She's only 9, so yeah, these things happen.
And Philip, look, the team are still championship leaders. You're still in a good position, but Paris Panthers are really creeping up behind you. Are you guys going to come back, make a plan to make sure that they do not take the lead?
Yeah, that's a good plan. Yeah, we tried it already this week. It didn't work out. It's getting exciting now for the rest of the season. To be honest, I don't need this excitement. I would have been preferred to win here and have it safe. But now they're coming from behind. I mean, if you see the riders they have, it's insane. They have the best riders in the world. If you just see them on the paper already, just statistics say that they are really strong. And we just have to make really sure that we stay focused and don't give them a chance. I think even if they win all the rest of the stages and we are always second, I think then we also find we just have to make sure no more mistake this year.
No more mistakes. So going forward, when will we see this combination, you two guys back together on the team?
Oh, yeah.
Probably in London, I think.
We go now a little bit week by week. This event for us, you know, organizing it and having it here at home took a lot of planning. So we planned to until here now in Riesenbeck. And Monday morning, when we recheck everything, we have to make the further plan for the rest of the season. But like Christian said, I think we're going to be in London again.
Super, guys. Well, congratulations again, and see you in London.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So Riesenbeck International losing up more ground as they did in A Coruña on Paris Panthers, arguably the hottest team in the Global Champions League in the moment. And after winning 4 out of 9 stages, you would imagine that Riesenbeck would be the team that would be striking fear into the hearts of everyone around them. And before we let you go, Ben, it seems like to them, you guys are the intimidating factor. You guys are the intimidating force. Does that provide just a little something extra, knowing that your presence, this team's performances, is starting to make the leaders really stress?
I wouldn't listen to them too much.
Yeah, is that a bit of mind
they're
games?
professional. They know what they're doing. Strong riders, strong horses, and it just didn't go their way today. As they said, very small margins at this level. But we keep pushing, and sometimes it's easier to come a little bit from behind than be ahead. So we don't really have a choice at this point. 2021
was a final day finish. 2022 final day finish. Are we in for a third final day finish?
I think it's going to take a few shows to catch up. So we, if that's where we are in the final phases, then hopefully we'll be talking to you then.
Okay, should be a fascinating finish either which way. Stay with us here on GCTV as we bring the curtain down on Riesenbeck and get ready to head to London. For now, though, let's talk about these standings. Let's just show you how it looks going into London for the following stage, because Ben Mayer is right. They've now taken an extra 5 points off. It is now down to just 25 points. Riesenbeck International, Paris Panthers, that is the championship battle. Madrid Emotion hanging in on third place. And are Stockholm Hearts still alive in that fight for a GCL Super Cup semi-final spot? We thought at the end of GCL round 1 that it was done and dusted, but a double clear in round 2 maybe just keeps them in the conversation as Prague Lions and Saint-Tropez continue to fight for that final top 4 position. But it is that 1 and 2 battle between Riesenbeck and Paris that is certainly heating up, with now just 4 stages to go. So as we get ready from a Global Champions League perspective to say goodbye and thank you to Riesenbeck, we remind you, of course, that there is an LGCT Grand Prix of Riesenbeck to come tomorrow. But from a GCL perspective, thank you, Germany. Thank you, Riesenbeck. Goodbye. We'll see you in London.
Get ready for a heart-pumping ride through the city of London. Experience the thrill of the world's top riders and horses competing in a high-stakes show-jumping spectacle at the prestigious Royal Hospital, Chelsea. Immerse yourself in the city's vibrant culture with live music and family-friendly activities in a captivating setting, all while indulging in the finest hospitality. Join us for the Longines Global Champions Tour in London from August 10th to the 13th.